hands from the man's change bib. "Beg your pardon?" Missy said, blushing. "Are you speaking to me?" The young man had the weather-beaten appearance of someone who worked outdoors, like both of her brothers, and his face was strangely familiar, though she couldn't recall from where. "Sure am." He bowed from the waist, clothed in paint-spattered jeans and a red t-shirt. His orange Timberland work boots were flecked with paint stains. "Just point out the prize you want," he boasted, his arms akimbo, "and it's yours." Missy tugged at the front of her blue tank top, which immediately rode back up, exposing her belly button. She squinted up at the stuffed animals that hung from hooks. "That bulldog looks kind of cute." "Wish me luck, then," he winked. Missy giggled. "Good luck." She watched him collect the first baseball from the carny and palm it lightly, judging the target's distance. He turned toward Missy and gave her a confident grin. The shriek of a girl mid-drop on a roller coaster spun Missy around, just as the coaster banked steeply and disappeared behind a high-topped tent. Whack! The sound of the bottles toppling spun her back again. "Darn if you aren't the best of me." The young man pumped a fist, obviously pleased with himself. "Now ain't it just true that faith moves mountains?" He winked at Missy again. "Yours sure did." Missy awkwardly rode the outsides of her sneakers. The young man's addressing her so forthrightly embarrassed and flattered her at the same time. A moment later her arms were full of the bright blue bulldog, which was as awkward to carry as a bale of hay. "Got a car to put that thing in?" She rolled her eyes. "I wish. A friend dropped me off. Someone else was supposed to meet me here." "Not a problem. You can leave it in my truck if you'd like." Before she could respond, he blurted, "Say, are you hungry?" He stepped up to a concession booth and then turned his head back to her. "Want a Coke with your elephant ear?" She was suddenly aware of the smell of fried dough and sugar permeating the air. Her stomach, as if on cue, gurgled loudly. "Sure." She decided she liked being waited on better than being the waitress. Even his doing all the talking felt nice, like he was taking care of her. He returned with the drinks and 2 fried elephant ears, each wrapped in wax paper. She rested the prize on the ground between her legs. "Thanks. I can pay you back." "Your money's no good here," he said. The words were overly gracious, but his tone was self-mocking. He was funny, Missy decided, and cute in an odd, scraggy sort of way. "Thank you," she said. "My name is Missy." "Glad to meet you, Missy. I go by Jasper, on account of I like carving rocks in my spare time. Shall we go drop your prize in the truck, then?" They finished their fried dough and drinks and then walked out the park entrance, getting their wrists stamped so they could re-enter later. "Say, if you'd like, I can drive you home." He climbed in the driver's side, leaned over the bench seat and shoved open the passenger door, adding, "I'd be more than grateful to do you the honors, Missy." The thought of having to call and ask one of her brothers to come get her made her cringe. It would be a hot, sweaty wait, with Jimmy at his co-ed bowling league and Dean over in Odin at his girlfriend's house. "Sure, I guess that'd be all right." "Spilt some paint in the back bed. It's still a bit messy," he said. "Why don't you put the bulldog up front?" He gestured toward the passenger seat. Missy pushed the bulky prize across the seat, then climbed in herself. The bulldog caught on cracks in the vinyl covering. Yellowed foam padding protruded, and an acrid, salty smell hit her in the face. He goosed the engine and shoved the vent window out all the way, told her to do the same. The road wound through a state forest. Although the amusement park was only a couple of miles away, it felt like they were in another world entirely. Everything here was quiet, peaceful. Splintering sunlight shot between the trees. "Ever been to Clear Creek before?" he said across the rush of incoming air. She glanced at him over the stuffed animal. "You mean that swimming place?" He shook his head. "Nah, different place. I suspect it's about as sweet a spot as you could find." Jasper turned to look at her and smiled, almost shyly. "I'd like to show it to you if I could." They were on State Road 67. Her house was only 5 miles farther south. He seemed polite.